What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Dima, Mary J. Music. You know, actually, stop the show, Dima. Rewind, Dima. So the year is 1989. I'm 8 years old. And of course, I'm seeing the guys like New Edition, Father MC, you know, these kind of rappers, and then the emergence of background singers like Mary J. Blige, Bahamadia, and you started to see a lot of women coming into the industry. Now, at that same time, the culture that was happening in Black America was a lot of permeating factors where a lot of Black women were changing their mindset, coming from being, traditional housewives to wanting to get into the same kind of business world. And that came into the 90s, and you even heard it in the music, the independent woman. I have my own stuff. I'm doing my own thing. And fast forward, Demo. Hell, now we're in 2022, and we've seen it for about the last 30 to 40 years that a lot of these Black women are coming in, and they are, really, really good in the social media game. They're making a lot of money. They're getting big contracts. They're getting big deals, just like a lot of the brothers are, right? And now, what are we seeing that's occurring now? We're seeing the rise of the Instagram models, and obviously the socialites. People like who? Lori Harvey. Now, these women are not like the models of before, the video vixens. See, the video vixens were just trying to get on the video, deal with the rapper and, pull the clapper sounds. Yeah, kind of, you get smashed and goes home. But this is not the case today. These women are actual full, hardcore business people. And a lot of these guys who are dealing with them in the industry don't realize that. Like guys like Future, guys like Michael B. Jordan. They're getting into relationships with full businesses, and a lot of times at the behest of themselves, getting the worst end of the stick. What do I mean by that? Somebody like Lori Harvey doesn't have any real actual talent, in my honest opinion. Like, what does she does? We don't really know, because she's just happens to be Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, and she doesn't really do anything. She doesn't act, she doesn't sing, she's just a socialite. But with clout, she has figured out how to monetize it. So much so that Lori Harvey is getting $1 million deals, and she has the mindset of, I would say, a very masculine, astute businessman. Okay? And for anybody that she is dating now, she is now forcing men to sign NDA agreements. Now, if you don't know what NDA agreements are, I'm going to play a video from this attorney who's going to explain to all of us what an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, is about.
In the technology world, a common form of legal control is a non-disclosure agreement. It's very common that organizations will exchange non-disclosure agreements among themselves. It's common, for example, that a vendor might come to a corporate customer and say, I want you to take a look at my technology because you might want to license my technology. But first, here, I want you to sign a non-disclosure agreement. From the point of view of an enterprise that is asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement that favors another party, the enterprise is wise to stop and think about this carefully. A non-disclosure agreement does not come along risk-free. When any kind of organization signs a non-disclosure agreement, you're typically saying, I agree that you're going to give me some sensitive information, and I'm going to make sure that it's not disclosed to unauthorized people, and I'm not going to use it in my organization without authority. And maybe that non-disclosure agreement goes on to say, and I will secure the information. All of those obligations can be actually very hard for any kind of organization, large or small, to fully comply with. And therefore, I commonly recommend to enterprises that when somebody else comes to you and they ask you to sign a non-disclosure agreement, read that agreement carefully.
All right, so you heard this, right? Now, Lori Harvey makes every guy sign an NDA to make sure that whatever they talk about is personal and confidential. If there's any violation of the agreement, It's a $1 million fine. All right. Now, we probably want to know, why doesn't Michael B. Jordan say anything when, Lori Harvey is taking little cryptic disses at him? It's probably because there's a $1 million penalty for disclosing those details. And you know what? As a brand, I think that's great. But let me just say this. I think a lot of black men need to get on the same page. Now, some of the brothers in the entertainment industry will do that, but I want to talk about this, all right? A lot of black men are not realizing, and listen to what I'm saying, brothers. A lot of black men are not realizing that when we are dealing with certain ladies out here, you're not dealing with, some ladies can be wife material. Some ladies can be great today, but some women you're dealing with are full businesses. That's right. You're dealing with a woman. You're dealing with a business. You're dealing with a woman that doesn't have the feelings for you. And that could be any race. I've seen it like that, right? But women are making sure that they protect their assets and making sure they protect their brand image. And I think that's great. It is time for black men to also do the same thing. Now, I'm going to argue going a step further. What do I really mean when I say that? Here's our problem. As black men, once we get money, we start to, okay, we have this money now. It's time to get the kind of woman that we want. Black women in the business now, they're getting the money and they're saying, we're going to do everything that we can to keep it. We're not going to be just getting smashed and dashed by everybody. We're going to make people pay a price if they disrespect what's going on in their relationship. Because women don't want to lose their money. That's why Oprah never got married. As men, we don't do that. We tend to get hyper-inflated egos when we get money. And we feel invincible, which we find out that you're not really invincible. Doesn't make any sense. So we start to allow people to come into our lives who can't do anything. But Lori Harvey is not going to do that. If you are not on the same level as, Michael B. Jordan, Jack Harlow, she's not going to deal with you. We will deal with other people who don't have nothing to offer us because that's the mistakes that we make as men. But that's the difference between us and women. And here's what we need to do. We need to have that same energy. If you guys have worked so hard, okay, to get to where you're at, what do you got to do? You have to protect it at all costs. I would even recommend some guys, they'll let you smash on the first night. I get it. Before you even bring them to your house, because you don't know if she steals. Some of y'all have dealt with that. Females stealing phones or females stealing money or females going through your phone. You don't know who the person is. That person hasn't done anything to be there. They don't deserve to be there. Make them work for it. I always tell guys, meet them in public places. It's okay if you pay for it, but make them earn your time because these women are going to make you earn theirs. You can't even get close to Lori Harvey without being somebody and then signing some god dang agreements. And you see so many guys losing their money onto their wealth to women who never had anything. But when women get these things, they are much smarter and more intelligent than us with it. And we have to play the same game to preserve our wealth. What's the use of working so hard all your life just to give it away? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.